Life is full of work and stress. Parenting can be a mess. Being a woman is hard enough without adding on that extra stuff. We'll cover topics of every kind. Helpful resources we will find. We'll even drink a bottle of wine. Join us. It will be a real good time.
Hi, I'm Amanda,
And I'm Nikki,
and welcome to Working Mom's Wine, where we drink a bottle of wine.
and whine about our crazy, busy, stressful working mom lives while trying to either offer resources that help on the topic or just fun along the way.
That's right. And today we're going to whine about our other children, our fur children, because they're stupid.
They are difficult.
They are difficult, especially when it comes to having to give medicine to them. And I totally forgot that we have to talk about wine.
Oh,
And I think I'm doing a repeat, but I got the Ozark Hellbender the other day when I was at the liquor store.
Yeah. I'm always on repeat up in here with my black box, so
That's
I've
fair.
got a cool bottle for us to try, but I'm saving it for us to be together, so I keep sticking it back in the pantry.
Mm. Why aren't we together, Nikki?
Because your children are sick again, as
Because my house
always.
is a cesspool, even though I clean it all the time. We have yet another
There's just too
illness.
many of them. You're outnumbered.
I have not gotten this one yet. We will see what happens. Um,
Yeah,
but
this
for
one
those of
sounded real
you,
unpleasant, so we weren't going to
yeah,
risk it.
I Brandon would confirm that. He says it's the most unpleasant stomach bug he's ever had.
Oh.
Um, for those of you who did not watch the episode where I drank this last time, the Hellbender is the Ozark Hellbender is a critically endangered large aquatic salamander found only in the rivers of south central Missouri and north central Arkansas. So when Stonehill Winery made this blend, they dedicated it to that salamander because it's an endangered species. And it is a
Oh.
good wine, but it's got a little bit of carbonation to it, which I was not prepared for tonight and had kind of forgotten about, and it's kind of like throwing me off a little bit, but that's okay.
I didn't remember that it had anything to do with an endangered animal. So when you said endangered, I was like, is she saying the right word?
hmm Yeah, I just thought it was like a cool name, and then I read about the salamander, and I'm like, oh, it's actually got a purpose. Um,
Very nice.
yes. So amongst all the human illnesses, my cat currently has conjunctivitis.
Of course.
Have you ever tried to put ointment into a cat's eyeball? Because now I have, and it is not fun. It was so funny because I'm at the vet, and she's like, all you got to do is this, and she wraps her arm around him, and she opens his eyeball enough to put like that strip of ointment in there, and then she shuts it, and she's like, when you hold his eye closed, it will like melt into the eye basically. And I'm like, well, that looked really easy. I can handle that. No, because the cat wiggles when it's not the vet doing it, and then
I
you get
have
your
an
side all
idea for
scratched
you.
up.
Of course. They never do it for you the way that they do it for the vet. I've had them show me a couple of times, try to show me ways I could hold Dinah because the other day she ate part of a grape, which, as most pet owners will know, is very poisonous to dogs. It will shut down their kidneys.
hmm
And I could have given her hydrogen peroxide and made her puke myself, but I could not hold her still long enough to jam the syringe down her throat to give it to her. I couldn't hold her for anything. She scratched the crap out of me. And eventually I just waited the 5 minutes for my vet's office to open and I rushed her up there and they, gave her medicine and checked her kidneys and all that. A couple $100 later and I still got to go one
hmm
more time in a month to do another kidney test because she did show some high markers. So,
Yep. I spent a
and if
lot
she's
of money
got
on
kidney
Oliver's
disease,
blood
then she'll
work.
be on special food, which my other dogs were on. And I was really hoping to avoid this time. But okay.
I should have saved the food that I had left over from Oliver instead of donating it back. I should have just known that like somebody's dog was going to need it.
Oh, Yeah, fun times. But when you were
Mhm.
talking about that, it made me think of this product that could probably actually help you because I was wishing they made one for dogs. It's this blanket that sticks to itself. So you like put it over the back of the cat and then you pick them up and you wrap it around and it like traps their
So
paws
I can swaddle
and
my
it
cat.
yeah, and it just sticks to itself. So the second it touches itself, they can't like get out. And you can just kind of peel it away and like pull their paw. People use it to like clip their nails, you know?
Mm.
And they like pull one paw out at a time and clip their nails. But
Can
it
I keep my
like
cat in this
it's just like all
24/7?
over. Yeah, I guess you could. PETA might get called, but
I know. I forgot how much cats really like to jump up onto surfaces that they really shouldn't be jumping up onto and knocking everything over in the process.
yeah.
We've already ruined a
Gosh.
picture frame. I think the others are not far behind it.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Ari would like a cat, and we have lots of breakable things on a fireplace
Hmm.
mantle.
I have a broken precious moment already,
Oh
so that's
no.
fun. I know. Cats are I love cats, but holy cow, I forgot about this part of it.
It's funny how
um,
easy it is to forget the hardships when you want to get one. And
right, exactly,
then you're like,
exactly.
dang it, this is why I was so miserable before.
Yes. Well, while I was up at the vet office, and after like everything was done and I was checking out, there was a lady in front of me, and she had rescued an animal, and so I don't know what they were treating, but they had some kind of condition they were finding out, and she was getting some pills for it. And I kid you not, these pills are like super tiny.
Mhm.
And I overhear her talking to the vet tech, and she goes, "And how am I supposed to cut this in half?" Because if you take a knife to
Oh,
something that small, it's just going to fracture.
she needs a
And
pill cutter. I
well,
have a
that's
pill
what we
cutter for
said.
dogs.
Because I had been watching this lady on YouTube that has schizoaffective disorder.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been following her partially out of curiosity about like what her life experience is like, but also she started doing keto as a metabolic treatment for the schizoaffective disorder. And for her, it's
Hmm.
working. She's been able to
Okay.
go off her medication, all this other stuff. But while she was on her medication, she talked about pill separators. And because she was starting to like reduce her medication, and so she'd cut her pills.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what about a pill separator? And the vet or the assistant at the vet's desk was like, oh, yeah. And the lady was like, yeah, I've already ruined two of those on like trying to get my pills separated. And it's like, okay, well, pet or pill separators are not for you. So it's like she can't do a pill separator. If she cuts it with a knife, it's just gonna like fly all over the place. Because these are, it's like at that point, it is a good question. Why can't you just make a half dose of it if it's already that small? Or make it one that you can sprinkle on the food or something.
Yeah. Yeah. It would be nice if the manufacturers offered multiple options.
Yeah, I do have that at least. The vet did
Although,
say if I didn't want to do an ointment, there was a different way we could do it. But
yeah.
I mean, at this point, I'm halfway through it. I'm just gonna suffer.
Typically, when I have to do half or quarter pills for the dogs, the vet cuts them for me. So
Hmm.
I guess maybe your vet
So my
just
vet
doesn't
is
do that,
slacking.
but maybe they can only do it for certain ones. I don't know. But
Maybe,
Spaz and
or
Rory
they
always had like
were,
quarter and half, and
yeah, they were crazy busy that day too. Maybe it had something to do with that, or the fact that like she's getting it there and not through the online pharmacy. I don't know.
yeah.
Um, but there was another dog behind me who had had a tracheotomy.
Ooh.
I was like, I didn't even know they did tracheotomies on dogs. So I'm
Oh,
feeling sorry
guess we
enough
should
for
count our
myself.
blessings,
I
right? I don't
know.
know.
At least I didn't have to pay thousands of dollars for my dog to
Lord
get a whole
Almighty.
new esophagus. She's like, yeah, now she breathes through a hole in her neck. And I'm like she's a smoker? Like, what's going on here? Crazy. I bet
Oh
you could tell a
gosh.
bunch of stories about how annoying it is to give medicine to dogs, though.
Oh, I could. Spaz and Rory were seniors. They were on all the medicines. I think Spaz at one time was on like four at the end there.
That's
And
crazy.
most of the time it went okay because my dogs were very treat motivated and I could just buy the pill pockets and and they'd eat it quickly. But as they got older, Spaz couldn't do the pill pockets because they were just too thick. So then
Yeah,
I
that's true. They're
found
very thick.
like this little tub of pill pocket stuff and you just like pinch out as much as you need and squish it around the
Yep.
pills.
And then
So I
she
did
gave it
that
to
for a
me for
while.
Oliver.
I did. But then we got this medicine for Rory that smells, and the dogs can smell it. And the second they smell it, they won't eat whatever it's in. So even if you
Uh-oh.
touch it with your hands and then wrap it in something and hand it to them, she smells it on your fingers. She won't touch it with a 10-foot pole, no matter what it's wrapped in.
Uh-oh.
So then I started having problems.
We should
So I bought
link.
all the things. I bought cheese and lunch meat, the pill wraps, the pill pockets, this little plastic syringe thing that you put the pill in the bottom of and then you stick it in their mouth and shoot it into the back of their mouth. And this dog was a small dog, like 10 pounds.
Yep.
Very manageable. Could not get her to take that pill. Even had my friend over who is very experienced with pets and has a degree in zoology. And we could not get this dog
Wow.
the medicine. So
That's
finally,
funny.
I figured out that if I bought the regular pill pockets that were thicker and I put the medicine in, closed it all, or put the medicine in, like just dropped it in. So I had to sit the pill pocket on the counter, drop the pill into it, wash my hands before I touched the pill pocket, then squish the top of the pill pocket up and give it to her, then she'd eat it.
That's funny.
Nothing else would work. I was so mad. I was like, Rory, what are we going to do? You have to have this medicine.
Right.
Ugh.
It's like you can't. That's the thing. Kids can be difficult to give medicine to, but you can't even attempt to reason with an animal.
Then I had this liquid in a syringe I had to inject into the back of her mouth. So I had to like get used to like laying down on the ground and kind of like wrestle holding her, tilting her head up and pulling up her gums so I could shove the syringe in the back tooth area where she was missing a tooth and squirt in the liquid.
Let's take
She
advantage of this
hated it.
hole in your mouth.
I hated it. I had to put Dinah in a crate to do it because Dinah hated it, even though it wasn't her getting the medicine. It was a circus around here for quite a while. My
Oh
lower
my
back will never
gosh.
be the same.
I got really lucky with Oliver. Like there was the one pill that we wrapped in the stuff, but everything else was like something I would sprinkle on his food or something like that. So
Yeah.
thank
Well,
goodness.
then I had a liquid that I could put on Rory's food. Yeah, that one that I was shooting in her mouth. They said I could put it on her food, but then she wouldn't eat her food. She didn't like the way it smelled or something. So then I bought
Oliver either
liquid
didn't care or
food,
didn't know.
like wet food, and she still wouldn't eat that. And she loves wet food. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wrestle you and shove it in there
That's when
and
you
hope
know there's
most of it gets
something.
in. Like,
Yeah.
but that was like when we were on our last legs, and yeah, that was like the very last medicine
Yeah.
she was on. It was just for pain management.
Side note, when we were at the vet, they weighed the cat and he was 7.24 pounds. And I said, in front of the vet tech, I was like, huh, I'm pretty sure you weigh more than Oliver ever did. And she's like, what? And I was like, yeah, my dog was tiny. He wasn't supposed to be, but he
He
definitely
was.
was. I think he did get to 8 pounds at one point in his life, but
Yeah.
Phoenix is definitely like 2 Olivers. My
Dinah's up to a whopping
cat-sized dog.
17 pounds. I said, you're
That's
officially the biggest
crazy.
dog I've ever owned. Even when Spaz was fat, he only weighed 15 pounds.
I can't believe he weighed 15 pounds. I mean, I knew
He
he was
did.
a
He got
chucker, but
really
oh my
overweight for
god.
a while. We had
That's
to, put him on
crazy.
diet food and everything. So
That's nuts. Trying to think if I have any other good animal medicine stories. And by good, I mean terrible, awful, really suck to
they're all
do.
terrible.
I mean, that's fair. Because it's like, that's the thing. Like, you can try to put that pill in whatever you want. They are masters at eating the meat or the cheese or whatever and not eating the pill. I have no idea how I got so lucky with Oliver eating the pill that was even in that peanut butter wrap. And maybe it's just because he had no teeth at that point in his life and he was swallowing things whole. I don't know.
I think that's
But
how it worked for Spaz and Rose. They were eating it so quickly, the
yeah,
treats, thinking that I'd pick it up off the floor, that they were just inhaling it,
yeah.
not even chewing it.
Even with our previous cat, Mao, like when the vet sent me home with all the different medicine to try and give that, like there were syringes and liquids and all kinds of things, and it was almost impossible to get that stuff into Mao's mouth. And then Mao passed away anyway, and it was just like, okay, cool.
I was going to say, a lot of you here on the interwebs may know about the TikTok dog Noodle and the Bones
Mm,
and No Bones days that happened.
mm-hmm.
It kind of started during COVID, I think.
Rip noodle.
But he, towards his elder years, would get what his owner called the pharmaceutical cheese ball. And it was just this like big old cheese ball with all his different medications in it. And he'd
All in
chomp it
one?
down. He loved it, but all in
That's
one, like
funny.
half-inch diameter cheese ball.
Well, that's what we've been doing wrong. We need to give our
Yeah, you
dogs more
didn't put enough cheese
pharmaceutical
on it.
cheese balls. Wow, that's crazy.
Now he's got a new pug named Milton and two cats,
Oh.
Chai and Nutmeg.
Oh, that's a cute name for like
Yeah.
two cats together.
I guess Tips would be the blanket, the cat blanket.
That's true. That's
Um,
true. We should
so I
link
saw it on. Yeah, we should link it. I saw it on TikTok, but
and
I'm sure it's on Amazon too.
the peanut butter thing.
The peanut butter pill wraps, the pill
This says to
pockets.
hide the
You
pills
can
in
find them there
strong
too.
smelling foods. That's what you should have done for Rory.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought the lunch meat would help with that because it's something she doesn't normally get.
Yeah.
No.
There's this, I'm looking up stuff, and one of them is a video on how to give pills to a dog, and it has like the
Yeah.
little transcript under it. It says, give pills to dogs by lifting their lip, placing the pill behind their canines, and forcing it down their throat.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter where you put it in their mouth if you have to force it down their throat. Tell me where to put it where they will just swallow it.
Mm-hmm.
The pill
Mm-hmm.
popper gun.
That must
That's
be like the
funny.
shooter thing I had.
Yeah. When you mentioned that you had done that, I was like, wait, there's a way I could have just shot it into their mouth.
Well, the problem is you have to have enough hands to like pry their mouth open. That's
True.
nearly impossible.
Yeah, so that's the problem. We don't have, it's not
And
the
then
animal's fault. It's just because we don't have enough hands. We
that's
should have
right.
we should have evolved a couple more.
We should have been born Stitch. 2 extra
Yeah.
hands to shoot out.
Yeah.
The other thing about that was the pills I had for my dogs were so tiny, they were smaller than the opening of the end thing. So then it was like, okay, well, how do I get it to stay in there while I'm getting ready to shoot it out? Like, it would just fall
Right.
out.
Oh my gosh.
But there are lots of different ideas out there, lots of different little tools. Just, I think I went online to PetSmart and searched, and that's how I found most of the stuff I got.
Yeah.
Because I wanted it right away. I didn't want to have to wait for shipping. So I looked on the
Yeah.
PetSmart app and then just ordered a pickup order and tried everything.
Yeah. Ooh, here's a tip, y'all. If you do end up with an animal that needs medicated food, don't think that you can just walk into a pet store and buy that
Ugh.
food.
Mm-hmm.
Have the note from your vet, the permission slip that you,
Prescription.
yeah, the
It's
prescription. That's the
pet
word.
food.
That you need that food. The permission slip.
But
that name here. Give permission.
do so give permission.
But anyway.
If you buy online with like Chewy or Amazon or whatever, you put in your vet's information and they will contact your vet to get approval. But it takes a while.
And that's the thing too. Like you can, in my experience anyway, the vet will give you a starter amount. And I was even able to go back to my actual vet office to buy it when I was in between orders. So
yes,
that is a good option as well. Just don't think that you can walk into any random pet store and like grab the food. You have to have the prescription with you to do that.
Yeah. My dogs got started on their prescription food when we were going to the vet at PetSmart. And
Yeah.
then through a series of unfortunate events, I had to leave that vet and go somewhere else. And when I wound up somewhere else, they carried a different brand. But I didn't want to switch up their food because part of their issue was upset GI. So if I
Yeah.
switch their food, I'm going to deal with a pancreas attack. So I stayed on the food, but it was difficult sometimes. I had to be
Yeah.
really on top of ordering it ahead of time and having an extra bag of food all the time.
Yeah.
And so then when they passed away, I found a shelter to donate it to. Because I was like, I always
Yeah.
have one full bag waiting in the wings so that I never run into that problem.
Yeah, I basically asked my vet when I was bringing them Oliver. I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
can I just give this to you guys? Do I have to take it to a shelter? Like, what's the deal? And they're like, well, if you bring it to us, we'll give it to a shelter for you. And I'm like, okay, cool. One
Oh,
stop
that's
shop.
nice.
Yeah, it was.
I just posted on a
So,
Facebook group for my neighborhood and said, this is the food. Does anybody use this? Do you know a shelter
yeah.
that does? And this woman worked with a dog shelter that specialized in like senior dogs. So a lot of them were on low fat diets. And
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I do have a shelter
yeah.
literally 5 minutes from my house, but I don't know if I trust them. Just with some of my communications with them when we were trying to get the cat. One of my kids was going to volunteer there for a little bit, and it didn't end up happening because the person organizing it didn't
Mm-hmm.
understand how many volunteers they needed and got like too many people signed up. And I was like, listen, there's people who have driven a lot farther than we have, so let them volunteer and I'll take my kid back. But all of that to say, I had driven up there and seen the place, and it looked like a broken down trailer or, like meth lab or something. Like it didn't look like a great sanitary place to keep animals. And I was just like, I know
Well,
like a lot of them are operating on limited funding, but this
exactly.
was so run down that I was just like, are you a
Some
puppy
of
mill
them
in
are.
disguise?
I mean, most places are not as nice as like the Humane Society inside,
Yeah.
but
Even
at least from
outside
what I see
though.
on TikTok, I've run across all these.
Yeah.
My stupid FYP likes to torture me and make me cry, so it sends me all these videos about animals being
Well,
rescued, and a lot of
and
them
that's
are
the
pretty beat
thing.
up.
Part of me thought I'm probably just judging it too harshly, whatever. And then we were trying to communicate back and forth about us getting a cat, and they were not being very responsive. And by the time that like I figured out what I was supposed to do to go through the process, the cat I wanted was gone. And so I was like,
Mm.
okay, maybe it's just like they're not very good at this one form of communication. But then like I saw people posting on like Facebook about them, and I was like, maybe it's not just me. I don't know. But
I mean, yeah, it could just
I
be
wanted to make
unorganized
sure
and
that the resources were going to go somewhere that was going to properly utilize them.
there are
But
some
yeah,
scams out there.
yeah. If you guys have any horror stories about giving medicine to animals or tips and tricks that worked for you, let us know. I will try to remember to link the blanket and the peanut butter wrap. The peanut butter wrap for me was a lifesaver, and I have had to give medicine to multiple animals at this point. So, and you. I feel like if we're going to endorse a product, it means it probably is really going to work. 60% of the time, it's going to work all the time. Well, as always, thanks for joining us. You can find us on all the socials as Working Moms Whine, or all the ones that matter anyway. Infer from that what you will. And where did you go? Oh, it's
I brought my
Dinah.
pet to say bye.
Bye, Dinah. All right, and we will see you
Bye.
next time. Bye.
Bye.